Just Kral and Tataru here? Yep, okay. Great many of the helping hands that delivered the adamantite are still here in Charlian. I for one couldn't be happier. Between the ether burner to be refurbished, supplies to be transported, and meals to be prepared, we need all the assistance we can get. Even Lord Amenain has been doing his part, albeit at a snail's pace. Still, it's the plot that counts. And a bit more effort wouldn't go amiss. A bold decision. Krile has urgent news. Sammy, I trust you had a good rest. An envoy of Master Foshinos arrived not long ago with a message. The Loports have determined Meteon's location. We've been asked to gather at the rostra. I'll meet you there, along with the others. Let's see what everyone has to say. How did you sleep? Well, I should hope. It's likely the last opportunity we'll have to take a proper rest for quite some time. I probably could have done with a few more weeks myself. Thought of what's to come was keeping me awake, you see. So I thought to do a bit of research, hoping I might eventually feel weary enough to doze off. But before I realized it was already morning, no need to scold me, I already regret it, and will probably only feel that regret more keenly as the day wears on. Since the final days first manifested, we've been tested as never before, even more so in your case. Nevertheless, our work is far from over. We cannot afford to falter now, not when the end is in sight. I fear our recent travails within Labyrinthos and the Assyrian Sea have taken the toll on my mind. For last night I received a visitor in my dreams, Limbrida. Vision not of the woman she was, nay, but the woman she would have become. Hydaelyn, the heart of the star is gone, and yet on the morrow, the sun will rise and life will go on. When I look upon Charlian and its idyllic surroundings, there are moments when her absence feels unreal, as do the final days. Would that it were so. Not feeling any ill effects from the IT scope, are you? After playing test subjects with those new aetherites, even the mention of ether sickness makes me feel a little queasy. Yeah, that was quite a trip, wasn't it, Tancred? While the forum is not here in its entirety to brood and glare at us, Master Barnia's presence alone is enough to put me on edge. Before coming, I thought to inquire about after our comrades abroad. It seems that the effects of the final days have been observed further and further north of Garlemald. For a blessing, those regions are largely uninhabited, but in any event, we must interpret this as a geographical spread. There's no telling where in the world the phenomenon will strike next, unfortunately. Gods, I can hardly believe the Loports managed to find Meteon out there, hidden among the stars. The sheer distances involved are mind-boggling. What took you so long? We have much to discuss and scant time to do it. If you know the reason of this assembly, you had better ask Master Leviua. Everyone appears to be present and accounted for. Good. As you know, the Loporits have deduced the whereabouts of Meteon by means of a crystal bequeathed to us by Heidelin herself. Their quarry's location is a place far beyond the moon, in the farthest reaches of the Sea of Stars, at the edge of creation. A veritable Ultima Thule. I'm assuming that's Latin. Indeed. How then are we to reach it? Excellent question. Luckily for you, I have an equally excellent answer. In theory, with its advanced propulsion systems, the moon is capable of delivering you to Ultima Thule. The myriad other facilities housed within would greatly impede travel through the Sea of Stars. Even the Mother Crystal may not possess ether enough to bear so massive a vessel to our destination and back. However, if we integrate our hyperhopper into your aether burner, we should be able to fire things up and jump our way to the end of the universe in no time. Father, does this mean... Bear in mind, this decision was not made solely at my discretion, but with the consent of the Forum. Hearing the Loporrit's proposal, the Forum was faced with a grave decision. To commit the Ark to this endeavor would mean abandoning both our plans to evacuate the moon and to resettle on another star. Needless to say, the proposition invited fierce debate. In the end, however, the Forum was swayed by the simple fact that Heidelin believed you possessed the strength needed to overcome this crisis. The Great Exodus was, after all, a plan of Heidelin's own making. Therefore, if in the 11th hour she would proffer another means by which we seek salvation, we would be fools to dismiss it out of hand. Indeed, she sacrificed everything, her very existence, to avert the destruction of this star. That is why we have chosen to place our faith in Heidelin, in you. The Ark will be made ready for your voyage to Ultima Thule. What of all the people that have labored so tirelessly to prepare for the evacuation? They must be furious. I would not be so sure. They have not forgotten your deeds on the Magna Glacies. Nor did your instrumental role in orchestrating the delivery of adamantite go unnoticed. No, the people do not protest. Quite the contrary, they have expressed unwavering support for you and your mission. While the Loporits are too willing to abandon the Exodus? Were you not listening when we said we were born of Heidelin's love for Theris and his people? It means your survival. We would do anything to help. And you'll most certainly have need of our expertise when you're going where you're going. There's no guarantee Ultima Thule is a place that supports life. An otherwise vexing problem our know-how can remedy. Besides, Heidelin chose us to lead the way to Meteon. Why else would she give you a crystal only we can decipher? But more importantly, we were perfectly content to evacuate Theris until you brought us here, Oriange. And now we're enamored with the place, so what choice do we have but to save it? Of course, none of this is possible without you and the Scions, so I must ask, are you certain you wish to do this? You couldn't stop us if you tried. We'll avert the final days, whatever it takes. Very well. We shall inform the Forum of your decision and begin preparations to bolster the Ark with the hyperhopper. The Loporits will coordinate with the Ilsabot contingent to have the necessary components transported via the Tower of Babel. Of course, it will take time until the work is complete. For now, pray take it easy. It would seem there's naught to do but rest and prepare, shall we? Speak with Alpha now. There's much to be done before the ark can be made ready for a voyage. When then I could be afforded to speak time with Alphino and Alize. Alas, I can but pray that they find a moment of quiet calm before the journey to come. As you can imagine, not all firm members were willing to endorse this plan. Through no fault of yours, of course. Given what is at stake, it's only natural their opinions are divided. That said, the final decision was reached with an overwhelming majority, much to my surprise. Probably 80 to 10. No need to worry about lending a hand with the hyperhopper. We already have more than enough help, so go and relax while you still can. I beg this rest, but I'd much rather find something productive to do. That went down hard. I suppose now is as good a time as any to hone my lance. Not that I've ever found it to be dull. Still, it eases my mind on the eve of battle. The form hath placed the fate of mankind in our hands. We must not betray their faith. Perhaps now I can finish that book I was reading. What? Oh, pay me no mind. I'm sure you have better things to do with time afforded us. Oh, Graha. I should very much like to speak with the Loperts once their work is complete. Plain Heidelin has entrusted them with a great deal of knowledge, and I suspect there is more they could teach us. A rare opportunity to rest. I say we make the most of it. In all honesty, I didn't think the form would approve this measure. Certainly not by such a large margin. I dare say though that Master Foshino's impassioned recounting of your audience with Heidelin helped sway the vote. He has a way with words after all. Where did you think Alphino got it from? I wasn't expecting to have time on our hands. What should we do? Ere we depart, we must leave nothing undone. Quite. Though it is difficult to conceive of how one can best prepare to bear a domain where Dynamis governs all. Nevertheless, Heidelin deemed us worthy of the trials that await. For lack of any other feasible option at this late stage, let us trust in her judgment and face Meteon as we are. Which leaves a not so small task of coordinating our efforts here to you and Tataru. If all goes to plan, we'll be back before you know it. I certainly hope so. We'll be praying for your safe return. Mayhap it will affect the Dynamis for the better. With that settled, we should get some rest and make the most of the time we've been afforded. Has Tataru come to tell you my artifact gear is ready? Meeting's over, is it? You're in there for so long I started to worry. What did they have to say? were to combine the two ships together. The edge of creation, I see. Rest assured, everything will remain in order until you return, and you will return. Actually, Sammy, could I borrow you for a moment? Looks like your plans for the interim are decided. When the two of you have finished, meet us back at the Beldesian Annex, alright? Come with me to the Agora. I have something to show you. Where's the Agora again? Okay, it's right here. I just go to the Aetherite Plaza and then go from there. Yeah, this is probably where I get my relic gear, or artifact gear. Welcome, Sammy, to Taru's boutique. I've always done my best to provide the science with fashionable attire, but in your case specifically, I make an extra effort to strive for the most functional yet stylish clothing one could ask for. Not that I'm playing favorites, but you are the warrior of light. Faced with this unprecedented crisis, I knew you would need an ensemble unlike anything I've created before, and that I wouldn't be able to do it alone. And so, after enlisting the aid of the world's finest artisans, I finally completed my career-defining masterpiece. But then inspiration struck, and I saw a golden opportunity just begging to be seized. With the help of some Thavnarian refugees, I decided to set up shop here in Charleon. Of course, I would never charge you for any of our work. Perish the thought. Arsarid, how are things coming along? Everything's in order, Mistress Tatara. We'll be ready to open shortly. Which is why I brought you here, to be our very first patron. Would you mind waiting here a moment longer? Following events cannot be skipped. Okay. So I guess we're gonna have visitors while we wait. Ah, I did not expect to find you here. Who is it? Oh, Bashan. I imagine Nedano would also wish to offer her regards. Alas, after delivering our dragon scales to the engineers, she remained to assist with their work on the ether burner. This simulacrum, too, will stay in Charleon while I oversee matters in Radzat Han. It is a rather convenient means to keep abreast of developments pertaining to the final days, or anything else. It also allows me, after a fashion, to watch over my people in this distant land. Bashan, I was hoping you'd stop by. Can't thank you enough for allowing your artisans to work with me here at the boutique. Please, it is I who should be thanking you. This establishment has restored a sense of normalcy to their lives. You have blessed them with newfound purpose, and a means by which to support themselves in these troubled times. What's more, when they at last return home to Radzat Han, the experience and knowledge they have gained in your employ will no doubt prove a boon to the artistry and commerce of our land. In fact, I came here to see how your new employers are settling in, and to express my gratitude for granting them this opportunity. It's an opportunity for me as well. Believe you me, your artisans have taught me so much about debonair craftsmanship. Their resourcefulness and ingenuity are nothing short of inspiring. I can't wait to see what kind of wonders we come up with. I pray you every success in your endeavors, Mistress Tataru. Before coming here, I heard word of the forum's decision, but will soon be attempted. It was only then that I finally understood why my father called this star the last bastion of hope. Indeed, it was the last bastion, for the flame of every other star he encountered had likely been extinguished. In the boundless dark, the light of brimming life must have been blinding in its splendor. You journey unto the heavens to protect that light. May the scales of my kin serve you well. I have faith that you will prevail and restore peace and tranquility to the star. However, your faith in me must be misplaced. Or that I one were alive to see it. Okay, I'll do this one. And we should be honored to receive you. There's still much of Radzahan you have yet to see. Forgive me, but I must take my leave. Fare you well, and remember, the people of this star have not yet given up hope, and neither must you. Who's next? Where must I go to get a meal with some flavor in this wasteland of taste? Have you heard of The Last Stand? Oh, that's Emma Lane. Samiogo, whatever are you doing here? Just waiting on some new gear to be made? New boutique, you say? I had been meaning to expand my wardrobe. Yes, something with a little more flair, perhaps befitting a man of my station. Though I have nowhere to flaunt said raiment, so long as my confinement continues indefinitely. As a young Lord Photon insists that so long as there is work to be done, no matter how trivial, I must abide here in Charlian. Thus do I toil, though every fibre of my being rails against it, why I have even suffered the company of that brute Sicard to see supplies transported in a timely fashion. He was the one granted leave this morning to participate in some supposed covert operation. So I suffer instead for his otherwise welcome absence. Now burdened with extra busy work, and without Honoroy here, there is no one to prepare my meals. I came here in the hopes of finding a nice cafe perhaps. Alas, the Charlian delicacies I've sampled were lacking in every respect. Have you tried Archon loaf? You'll find it in all the shop. If a hearty meal is what you're after, I'd suggest The Last Stand. The cafe over on the pier. The cuisine didn't appear all that appetizing, but if you vouch for their cooking, then perhaps I will give it a try. Thank you for this suggestion, and ta-ta for now, old girl. Well, well, is that Sammy and Tatara I spy? Who is this? Ah, Hancock. Hancock, what are you still doing here? You said you were returning immediately after dropping off your cargo. Yes, that was my original plan. After all, any expertise required from the delivery of goods is well beyond my purview. But what manner of entrepreneur would squander an opportunity to study the markets of the northern seas? Why not? I return straight away to Kugane once I have finished. Of course you would find a way to turn this crisis to your advantage. She moons me, the industrious woman running a new boutique. I'm not blind to the travails of those who fight on the front lines to deliver us from ruin. Indeed, I have every confidence they will succeed, and I would make myself and my business ready for their return. You believe in them so devoutly, then why not put your money where your mouth is? Fair enough, Tatara, fair enough. There's not more I can do to help ready the Ark and her heroes for their maiden voyage, but on your return, I shall host a grand celebration in your honor at the Bokairo Inn. Accommodation are quite costly given the reputation of said establishment, but the East Aldenar Trading Company would be honored to foot the bill. Will there be lemon cakes? I don't remember this, but sure. Oh, a woman of tart tastes, I see. Yes, there will be lemon cakes, and much more, the finest delicacies the world and Lord Lolorito have to offer. But let us be... I like Tataru's reaction. But let us speak more of this upon your return, lest I draw even more of Tataru's ire. Until next we meet. He's done with his shit. Yeah. Is that it? Or is there one more? One more. Ah, Sammy decided to spend your time at the markets, did you? Hey, pigs and wedge. Tataru. Pigs, wedge. I take it work on the Ark proceeds apace? Aye, it does indeed. Collaborating with the greatest minds of Charlene and Rajat Han has been a rewarding experience, and that's to say nothing of what we learned from the Loporits. The Ark is unlike anything we've ever had the pleasure to work on. Even Nero was rendered speechless on more than one occasion. Wow, that's definitely saying something. I can't wait for you to see it. And you'll never guess who paid us a visit before we came to Charlene. Alpha! I think he sensed the coming danger and returned to check on us. Aw, Alpha. He will always want to turn up in a time of need. And I suppose that's why he decided to join us here in Charlene. Good thing too. I don't know how he does it, but he has a knack for brightening your day just by being there. Still hard to believe we have the means to send you off into the great expanse, though. To the furthest known reaches of, well, everything. Never thought I'd live to see such marvels, yet here I am. More often than not, you and the Scions are the catalyst that sparks the need for these great innovations. To think how much I'd have missed out on had I not been a member of the Ironworks. An awful lot of work, to be fair. And the privilege of being worked like a cart chocobo. Ah, there is that too. As busy as we've been, I wish there was more we could do for you, Sammy. But no matter what happens, we have to keep believing for a brighter future. And one filled with even more adventure. When you head back, would you tell the engineers I'll be along shortly with refreshments? That's very kind of you, Totaro. They'll be glad to hear it. And on that note, Waj and I should get going. Still a few more supplies together before we return. Nope. I thought he was gonna finally confess to her, but no, he just turned and ran away. Terribly sorry for the wait. Right this way, if you please. Right. I don't believe the two of you have been formally introduced. This is Varsarud from Palakistan. Haven't we met before? Yes, it was you who helped us at Purusa. And again when crossing the ice fields, was it not? I doubt we exchanged a little more than glances then, but it is kind of you to remember me. Thanks to Mrs. Totaro, I and many of my friends have found gainful employment in this foreign land. It is only natural to feel fear in the face of calamity. In such times we must look to one another for strength and succor. I know not whether we will come to call this place home or return to Thavnair, but we are here today, and are glad to have contributed to the cause. And contribute they did by helping to make your new garments as durable as possible. We put our hearts and souls into them, and have every confidence they'll keep you safe in the battle to come. Gods, to think how far we've come since our humble beginnings in the waking sands. From the rising stones, to the falling snows, and even a certain insufferable someone's ruby bazaar. We were always fortunate to find friends along the way. Even when you're swept away to the first, Grahatia was there to grant you sanctuary. I'll never forget the relief I felt when you all returned to us. I thought my heart would burst. Yours has been a long, long journey. I've been privileged to watch, often with bated breath as you persevered time and again. For all the joy we've shared, there's been much sorrow as well, but I've long since learned you can't have one without the other. Which is why I promised to send you off to the Sea of Stars with a smile. And you can be certain I'll be the first one to welcome you back on your return. In addition to our Yurno ensemble, we have raiment and weaponry for every need, so please feel free to browse our stall. You may now obtain job-specific gear from Varsarud. The weapons and gear obtained can be equipped at level 89, however, all items' stats will be subject to item level sync. Upon reaching level 90 with the corresponding job, these items will no longer be synced. Furthermore, the gear can be dyed upon completion of the role quest associated with said job. Nice. Well, let me go ahead and take this job gear magical range DPS. Wild, Okay, no accessories, I guess. I'll look at the Reaper stuff. Death Sickle. That looks cool. Burning Fist. There's course not. Oh, okay. Alright. Before I accept the next quest, let me get all my new stuff. No. Am I able to, ooh, the 9 and 10 material look nice. I'm on the Undying. Okay, so yeah, 2 material slots. Okay. So I take out all the material. Yeah, this music is so comfy. Okay, so I guess just like with the Emerald, the accessories will come from the 90 dungeon. Alright, before I turn this to before I turn this to my ooh, that looks nice. What? Oh, really? Okay. I hate when that happens. Alright, let me so I can overwrite. Actually, let me just go to let me retire to my room, because I'm gonna put my relic in the dresser anyways. Can it not be put in the glamour dresser? Oh, hide items register, take care of sets. Okay. That's what it did. Okay. There. No, still not here. That's weird. Oh well. Well, let me go ahead and... Let me wait till I, there. Wait till I do that. Now, okay. Right, and I need to make that take the appearance of Blade's Temperance. Don't know why it's don't know why I can't put in my glamour dresser though. Oh wait, maybe that's what the replica will be for. Alright, I think this calls for a quick trip to Gangos. Yeah, Blade Temperance replica. Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to re-dye it though. Okay. Well, let me just go ahead and buy this now. Matte replica Blade Temperance. What is this? Okay, I think that's without the glow. Okay. Okay. Alright, now back to Charlian and continue the story. Oh yeah. Well, since I'm here, let me do this also. Alright, now continue with the story. Alright, friends gathered. I realize you've still got lots to do before you depart, so I won't keep you any longer. I do hope you can find a moment for yourself, and that the others can as well. You said they were returning to the Baldessian Manor, though I doubt they stayed for long. If you decide to go looking for them, I'd suggest speaking with Cryle first. I'm sure they would have told her their plans. Oh hey, Sorbon's here. Oh, what? You too have found yourself idle, my friend. If you seek to occupy your time until the Ark is ready, you needn't go far. Even the markets here in Charlian are filled with the most wondrous of sights. Now I kind of want to look for everyone, but nah. You're back. I take it you received your gift from Tataru. Yep. I had to glam it. For the cutscene. I'm sorry, what's a cutscene, Sammy? Oh, never you mind, Cryle. It was a prize long in the making, with many, many long hours of fretting to get everything just right. I'm glad to see it realized and with great success. If you're looking for the others, they've already taken their leave. Ustola, Thancred, and Uyanshe have gone to the last stand for a bite to eat. Elise and Grahatia, meanwhile, thought their time would be better spent poring over books at Numenon. As for Alfino and Estinian, well, they've elected to pay a visit to the Leviur estate, though Estinian seems somewhat reluctant to go. I'm sure they would all be glad for your company, if you've a mind to seek them out. Should you be feeling peckish, I'd suggest heading to the last stand before Ustola and the others finish eating. But above all else, it would be foolish to run headlong into a battle of fatigue mess. So do remember to get a good night's sleep. Speak with Thancred, yeah, at the last stand. Scholar's Harbor. before I talk to Thancred, let me talk to... Hey, you're in my spot, dude. I want to take a picture with you. Okay. Hast thou perchance had the opportunity to partake of the rainbow pudding? Owing to its striking flavour and somewhat garish appearance, 'tis quite popular. Indeed, so popular that the last stand stock hath been entirely exhausted. I wonder who could have done that. Someone who really loves pudding, maybe. I should hope at the very least, Pudding White did sup upon this most delectable of desserts. Try as she might, Totara had no chance of standing between you and a hearty meal. Don't worry, we saved some for you. Alright, I'm gonna take a picture now. That guy left. I wonder if I can get rid of the other people if I do it in G-pose. Let's see, there should be an option here. There. Okay. Okay. Alright, now I talk to Thancred. Sammy, come to make a trio a quartet, have you? Please, have a seat and we'll see about getting you a drink.
Your business with Tataru was finished.
Indeed. Yeah, she just wanted to... She had some new gear for me.
My, what a thoughtful surprise. Whatever would we do without her?
Indeed. And she's right, you know. It hasn't been all doom and gloom.
Feels like a lifetime ago that Master Louis Soir gathered us together to form the Circle of Knowing. Since then, we have experienced much. But rather than feeling wiser, the more I learn, the more I find my knowledge lacking.
Forsooth. As a student, vainly did I believe that I held the secrets of creation in my grasp. Yet that which I had seized was but an insignificant sliver of what awaited in the wider world. Every encounter, every experience hath served to open mine eyes, enlightening and humbling me in equal measure. Even from those whom I called enemies have I learned many a valuable lesson.
What will we learn at the edge of the universe, I wonder?
It's a good thing that she's basically blind because of staring at the sun.
Where the bringer of the end makes her nest. I, for one, can't possibly imagine. But whatever awaits us there, we will survive. We must. For her.
You've nothing left to prove, not to reign them in Philia. We'll get through this together.
Gods, it feels like only yesterday that we went on that mission to Drybone.
Gosh.
We've both changed much since then, have we not?
Indeed we have, Thancred.
We've come far together, and if we have aught to say about it, we'll go further still. Aye, we will avert this calamity and return home. In preparation for which, we must give thought to what we hope to achieve after the proverbial dust has settled.
What with the primals and Ascians all but dealt with, I suppose we'll need to look for new hobbies. In all seriousness, though, in uniting to overcome a common foe, the disparate peoples of the world have found a way forward together. It's a truly gratifying sight to see.
Indeed. Though it was many years in the making, we have successfully set in motion the gears of fundamental change. With this, we have fulfilled our humble role as a symbol of hope. And I dare say it is time to bow out. After all, there is no shortage of hands to bear the torch in our stead.
You know, I never really considered I might live long enough to see an after. But even if my time as a scion came to an end, I don't expect that much would change.
Yeah. If they didn't already confirm like 10 more years of 14.
World, going wherever the wind blows, lending a hand to those in need.
A journey for journey's sake. It doth suit thee well. I must confess, I too have yearned to see more of the world. If thou art amenable to the suggestion, I would accompany thee. Mine ability to affect an air of normalcy through artful disguise is much improved, thou must concede.
Aye, well, improvement is relative. You still look suspicious no matter what you wear. What of you, Ishtola? Any grand plans?
Why, continue my quest for knowledge, naturally. To begin with, I wish to know the state of the reflections, to which end I must find a means to travel between worlds.
Yeah, also to see Runar
Tis the
again.
least I must do if I am to keep my promise. Should my pursuits prove unduly arduous, I won't hesitate to call on you. And in return, I will take you to see Reen one day. I'm sure you cannot wait to see the fine young woman she has become.
Spare me.
And what of thee? What wouldst thou pursue at duty's end?
Here's yours. My apologies for the wait.
Well, shall we make a toast? To victory.
To our comrades.
To the future of the star.
Yeah, so if they didn't already confirm like 10 more years of 14, then I would say, man, this really, like the way the time, this really does feel like an end. It really does feel like this could be the end of it all. You can always count on your friends to help you maintain perspective. Pity mine take a perverse pleasure in it. I'd like to think I give as good as I'd like to think I give as good as I get, though I'd fare better with occasional assist from our consummate nodder. Funny. But it's all in good fun, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I say, Sammy, whence came this simulacrum that standeth beside thee? Oyonje's drunk. I see falsely, but you're still on Thancred. But moments ago I employed the self-same doubling magic. Alright then, keep thy secrets. I think you've had one too many, Oyonje. Leaving so soon? I suppose for the best, if you'd rather not explore the bottom of a bottle with Oyonje. I dare say the others would welcome your company as well, if you can find them, that is. In any case, as long as you make the most of your time, and that is all there is, and that is all that matters. This guy Reaper? Yeah, my dear Reaper. Speak with Alice and speak with Alfino. I'll go with Alfino first. Another US state. Nice. Oh, Estinian's not in his armor. Wow. That's certainly a sight to behold. What? Surely this isn't the first time you've seen me without my armor. It actually is.
Oh. What brings you here? Ah, so you were worried that the Levier household might again be gripped by turmoil. All is well, I assure you. In my letters home, I had made mention of Estinian, you see. My mother wished to meet the legend in person, and so we arranged to have a spot of tea together.
Where were you in my hour of need? Fell beasts I can face, but I'm not made for idle chit-chat with lords and ladies.
Well, I for one thought you held your own. Mother was the picture of delight.
I might have been delighted myself, were we in a tavern with more agreeable drink. The thought of fleeing crossed my mind, but what then? I'd never hear the end of it, least of all from Tataru.
Oh, this is great.
I'm sorry. 'Twas not my intent to cause you such distress. It's just... it was one of the things I didn't want to leave undone ere we set forth.
Oh, here's where he says the two of you at my
That's
side.
not to say I think we won't be returning. Yet, given what lies ahead, I did not wish to leave for later that which I could do today.
This is the line that everyone thought was going to be a death flag for him.
After all, tomorrow is never promised.
It's fine. Not like I had better things to do.
I figured it was going to be Alice and me that he said it to.
Seeing you with your mother brought back fond memories of my own. Be we rich or poor, family is family. Well, it's past time we were on our way.
Wait! Since I left home, I've made a great many mistakes. Mistakes for which I can never make amends. But through it all, you didn't give up on me. to have returned here with you at my side. It means more to me than you know. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Forgive me, but it needed to be said.
I'm the one who owes you thanks. Were it not for you, I would not be alive today, nor come to terms with Nidhogg's spirit. I am ever grateful.
I suppose I ought to thank you both as well. You were never one to forsake a friend, Alpha. No. I'll go with this one. Suppose I ought to thank both of you as well.
Well, we needn't make it a competition. You know, this must be what Heidling meant when she spoke about depending on one another. However treacherous the road before us, together we will prevail.
Alright, now Alice got the Numenon, which is in where? Again? Okay. So I go to the studio. Oh, Graha finally went to sleep. And I guess Alice is sleeping too. Or dozing. Tried speaking with Alice, but she's fast asleep. So I'm just gonna reminisce with them while they're sleeping, I guess. Or reminisce about them, I mean. There's Cryo.
Oh. Knowing them, they're probably dreaming about the celestial adventures to come. Just as well. They've been running themselves ragged of late. Unlike you and the others, I'm a few steps removed from the danger and excitement. The things you all get up to never fail to impress me. But by the same token, I can't help but worry. Not only for your safety, but for your happiness. After everything you've sacrificed, you earned it 1,000 times over. From the simple pleasures of tucking into a hearty meal or collapsing into a comfortable bed, to the grand triumphs of visiting legendary lands or finding true love.
You deserve all the joy in the world. There is so much that life has to offer. So much to be treasured and shared with those we hold dear. So promise me this. Come what may, you won't give up on your own happiness. When you're out there fighting tooth and nail, it's all too easy to forget. But in the end, your passions will be your greatest strength of all. Remember that.
This feels familiar. Well, 'tis good to be...
Good to see you awake, girl, huh?
Wait. What are you... What am I... Gods, don't tell me I fell asleep.
Not that there's any shame in it, but you were sleeping like babies.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Not a word to anyone. Understood? Not one word. I'm told that sleeping in proper beds of your own choosing is a much more effective way to prepare for battle.
So, what were the two of you doing here?
Oh, just chatting.
I had a few books to return to the library. Thought I'd take care of it while I could.
And you?
I came to chat with you guys. Just enjoying a little peace and quiet. God, I didn't realize I was so tired. One moment I was resting my eyes and the next. I should go and get some air. Maybe a quick bout of training, but not sleep. Sleep when I'm dead. That's enough reading for one day, as we don't know how long we'll be away. As I don't know how long we'll be away, I'd best return these books before we depart. And eat. I'm absolutely famished. What about you? I already had some at the last stand with Bankert and the others. I see. Perhaps I'll stop at the last stand on my way back. Oh, we're putting ways over here. Ah, Sammy, I've come to this studium in order to study the ways of pudding. Alas, my creations don't jiggle as they should just yet, but I persevere. I would. I kind of, if there wasn't so many people, I would definitely look for them. But I want to get this done. I need to know how it ends. Welcome back, Sammy. Return to catch a final few winks before embarking on your mission, I presume? You'll be happy to know your chambers have been cleaned and fresh linens laid out. I pray you enjoy the sweetest dreams on this final night before the big day. Then, at night, at the Royal Menagerie in Alameda. Xenos. I thought we were done with you. But I guess not.
You will never get what you want. Not even the battle you pine for so dearly. In that transcendent moment, what was it that I sought in you? And what was it that you sought in me?
I didn't see anything in you. I just saw, well, the only thing I saw in you was a threat that needed to be dealt with. And thus it dawns. The day of reckoning. Deep breath before I go in.
How often have we thus assembled? To combine our knowledge and seek solutions to the problems before us.
Back at the Waking Sands, it was all we could do to address the most minor of troubles. Who could have realized what we'd find when we began to look to the sources of the realm's woes?
At the Rising Stones, we made great strides and shared many moments. From the joyous to the sorrowful.
We've had occasion to call other places home too. Be it Ishgard or Kugane, we were fortunate to find sanctuary wherein we might take stock and continue our fight.
I was honored to host this company in the Crystarium, to stand with you all as we confronted the truth of the star itself.
And now from this place, we go to fight the most important battle of all. The Forum has sent word. The Ark is ready.
Yeah, let's go.
The Loporrits naturally will be commanding the vessel. They will see the 8 of you to Ultima Thule. Upon arriving, your objective is to find and vanquish Meteon. As a final formality, the Forum bade me ascertain your resolve. So, are you certain you wish to do this?
Oh, we can't really turn back now. Since they abandoned the Exodus project and for us to do this.
Then, ere you report to Thalmasane, I leave you with these words. must triumph. What that means will differ for each of you. To make it back home, or to simply avert doom, or perhaps something else altogether. Yet whatever it is that drives you, I have faith in its power to see you through. So please, triumph. Triumph, as we who remain behind believe you will.
Let us be off then.
Wait!
Tara's got some last words for us too.
Both Kryl and I will be there to see you off, but as your receptionist, I feel I need to say this here. Safe journey, all of you, and be safe.
You can count it. You too, Tataru. Still level 89, okay. On to the heavens. I think I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break real fast though, so here. Also went to get a light snack. Had a few cookies to hold me over. Alright. Ojika Sunjika is ready to send you off with a smile. I suppose this is where we part ways, for now at least. Would that I had sage words of wisdom to share ere we depart. Perhaps the teaching of Galuf Beldessian will suffice. Surrender not to anger or hatred. He said, look beyond them, and there find true strength. What one sees beyond is open to interpretation, I think. But for me... sorry about that. Alright. But for me it would be the things I cherish most in life. Things that I believe are worth fighting for. Something to consider as you venture onto the Sea of Stars. Speak of Foshino at Domezen. The Mason. How did Kryl say it? I think it was the Mason? Domezen? I don't know. Oh yeah, that's right, it's in Labyrinthos. I used that. Ah, Master Sammy. I've been made aware of your coming. Please use the lift here. Jeez, that scared me. I want to say I changed back because just in case another, Oh hey, Alpha and Omega. Oh dang. Okay, yeah, so talk to literally everyone again. So I don't think I know you. I've heard that. Oh yes, I know you. Your reputation and the rumor mill precedes you. At any rate, how might I help you? Oh, okay, so she's just an NPC. Okay. My researcher and long since been involved in the arts construction. I confess I am conflicted about the culmination of all our efforts. While I am proud of what we have accomplished, it also means the final days are close at hand. Alpha! Hi. There. Oh, let me get closer. There, okay. Quick! Alpha appears to be trying to cheer you on. Aw, such a good boy. Blip bloop. The miniature model of Omega appears to be staring intently at the Ark. Varshan. Man is said to fear what he does not know, yet you would venture onto the greatest of unknowns. I say to you, daughter of man, that you need not fear, so long as man shares a bond with dragonkind. So too does he share our kinship with the heavens, and our ancient home amidst the stars infinite. I pray you go forth and prove this bond of ours. Tempered and tested, shall endure unbroken for 1,000 years. Anvil. First the great exodus, and now this. It seems there's no end to our work. In truth, more than a few Gleaners were distressed to learn that the earlier efforts were for nothing. It was no easy task convincing them that the new plan was for the best. I can tell. No, it was. Yeah. I can tell you that. I can tell you every man believes this is the wisest course. But I can't say that all will be forgiven if you deliver us. I can say that all will be forgiven if you deliver us from the coming doom. If you don't, well, at least you won't get the earful. I certainly will. It's troubling enough that Sicard left without warning, leaving me to carry all those cumbersome containers. But that he failed to be present to send you off is absurd. What could possibly be more deserving of his attention at a time like this? Coultonette. It's no easy thing to remember. It's no easy thing to say leave the star to us, but we must, and we will. As proud members of the Scions, we have a duty to uphold. And we needn't do so alone. Those dark days when we were driven from the rising stones and hunted as traitors are a thing of the past. We have allies in abundance now. Which is to say, you needn't worry about us. Go forth in the knowledge that the Scions will labor without rest in your absence. Though our fellow Scions couldn't be here, they wanted me to tell you that no matter what calamity may befall us, they will never give up, and neither should you. No matter how far you may go, we will be with you in spirit. No matter how dark it may seem, your light will shine and endure. Mr. Skryl tells me your investigation into my theories on Akasha and its relation to the final days has made clear the source of our woes. I am elated to know my work was of some benefit, but I could not have shared it had you not rescued me from the tower that day. I owe you a great debt one I may never fully repay, but I shall try nonetheless. Not only through my research, but through my desire to see you succeed, which I believe may influence the Akasha in our favor. Small though the effect may be, yes, so long as we have hope, there is a chance we may influence the outcome of this calamity. We were quite fortunate the Loperit's hyperhopper was based on principles similar to those of aetherology. Integrating it with the Ark's existing systems might well have been impossible otherwise. We may have Charlene's wealth of knowledge at our disposal, but theirs is technology far beyond anything we have ever studied. You're familiar with teleportation magics, yes? The momentary conversion of the body into ether, that it may travel via the life stream from one physical point to another. Their hyperhopper enables transport through a similar method, but not one involving the life stream. Rather, it uses highly condensed ether to create an ethereal current of its own. Oh wow. This current is exponentially faster and much more powerful than the naturally occurring ones, which we are accustomed. So much so, in fact, that ethereal conversion of the physical form is not a prerequisite for traversal. If you are concerned about the side effects, such as ethereal sickness, you needn't be. You should emerge at your destination hale and whole, in theory. At the very least, I can assure you it's safer than the experimental aetherites you used to reach Rad's at hand. Brita has been on my mind more often of late. How different her life might have been if not for our research into teleportation magics. Perhaps she would never have gained an interest in ethereological studies. But to abandon our work out of misplaced guilt for who she could have been would be a disservice to the memory of who she was. Nay, it was because of her that we found the resolve to carry on, and now we stand at the edge of a new frontier, with a ship ready to bear you onto the distant stars and beyond. This arc is as much her accomplishment as it is ours. I regret nothing. So this is the ship that will bear us onto Ultima Thule. But even Wilson and Blue Ida should be in attendance is most unexpected, but I am nonetheless heartened by their presence. So many to see us off like this seems wholly unnecessary. Still, I'll not begrudge them for wishing us well. This is the pinnacle of etherochemistry, a synthesis of modern innovation and the ancient wisdom of Alag. The Ark's engine appears to be capable of processing condensed ether in quantities I never thought possible. I wasn't expecting quite so many people to be seeing us off. I said work on the Ark is finished, but you certainly wouldn't know by looking at it. Let us hear what Father has to say. I'll send word to the Alliance leaders the very moment the ship takes off. Obviously they couldn't be here, but I'm sure they'll be cheering for you at every step of the way. Quite the turnout, wouldn't you say? Then again, who wouldn't want to be present for a once-in-a-lifetime event? The Ark is missing one last but very crucial component before we are ready to take off. It should be arriving shortly. On with the cutscene. The OG log, I'm guessing.
All present and accounted for? Good. As you will have heard, the Ark is ready. All that remains is to board and be on your way.
I've seen my fair share of tight schedules, but this was bloody murder. But we did it. We finished the ship. It's safe, fit for purpose, and looks good to boot. Aye, it's a garland through and through.
I really don't know what we'd do without you. Thank you for everything.
Ah, don't mention it. Ever since that episode with Omega, I've been toying with the idea of star-faring vessels. And as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. We've learned a lot, let me tell you. In case you're wondering about payment, the ongoing existence of the world ought to do. But feel free to throw in a colorful recounting of your journey on your return.
Will do so.
So, have you thought of a name?
A name? Wasn't everyone just calling it Father's teeny tiny toy boat?
Well, seeing as its purpose has changed, I thought a more eloquent name was in order. I suggested as much to Fortuneau, who seemed quite amenable to the idea.
As you know, this vessel is the culmination of heretofore unprecedented collaboration. And though said collaboration is owed to the Scions, there is another whose noble deeds made our work possible. From a fragment of Dalamud, we obtained not only advanced materials such as refined adamantite, but the knowledge to traverse the stars. And this fragment would not have found its way to us had the Archon Louisois not fought to protect this world. And in so doing,
I
laid
got
down
named
his
after
life.
Louisois.
Now that the vessel stands complete, I cannot help but wonder if it was more than mere happenstance. If it was my father's intention to guide us here. In the hopes that his guidance will see you all safely home, I name the vessel after that self-same fragment of Dalamud he delivered unto us. The Starship Ragnarok.
Nice. That's a good name. Yep.
Sorry for the wait. I got everyone you asked for, and not a one less.
Oh, the Beast Tribe leaders. Nice.
What are you all doing here?
Oh, I invited them. The representatives of those tribes with religious inclinations. You've done a fine job of readying the Ragnarok, but for it to take flight, we'll of course need the power of the Mother Crystal. Given its immense size, however, transporting it would be an absolute logistical nightmare, not to mention we'd need to shatter it into tiny shards for feeding to the engines. But a brilliant idea came to me. We convert the crystal's energy into forms that can transport themselves!
Thou wouldst employ summoning, or should I say its precursor, creation magics.
Care to explain for our benefit?
But we Finally
As you
got
may
them
have
to stop
witnessed at
summoning.
Bestway Sparrow, the Loporrits are capable of creation magics, which they use to shape the moon's environment. Yet simple though they make it seem, 'tis a highly advanced and exacting art. To perform it correctly requireth that the wielder holdeth the object in his mind's eye in clearest detail.
Hence the ancients' meticulous management of concepts.
Drawing upon this art, the Ascians conceived of summoning as we know it. A derivative that replaceth the complexity of concepts with the simplicity of zealotry to make manifest a creation.
I see. By combining the Loporrits' magics and the tribe's faith, we convert the Mother Crystal into primals of purer form and greater obedience. Summoning as it was intended, one might say.
Indeed! Indeed! While Heidelin gave us the ability to use creation magics, she forbade us from using it to make anything possessed of a soul, or similar. She didn't say anything about fulfilling the desires of others, though. So, borrowing our friend's faith, we'll create deities using the Mother Crystal's power and send them to the Ragnarok!
Am I the only one here concerned about the risk of being turned into a tempered minion?
Oh, right, I was getting to that. From what I've read in Sharlayan tomes, it appears the Ascians incorporated an additional nasty element into their summoning method. The fervent desire to assimilate others into one's belief. Beings thus created are instilled with the self-same desire and use their powers to enthrall people, starting with the summoner. In contrast, our creation magics, the original and the best, except no substitutes, don't incorporate any of that rubbish, so there's no risk of tempering. I mean, if the being was on the scale of Zodiac, you might feel a little tug, but I think we'll be safe enough.
Truth be told, I do not understand the intricacies of this plan. But none of us would ever turn our backs on you. When the avatars of our faith ran amok, you intervened without decrying we who birthed them. Where others vilified and suppressed us, you offered understanding and friendship. In gratitude, we will share with you the true expressions of our gods. Not malevolent deities, but benevolent saviors.
Alright, you lot, we're heading to the ethereal sea. Stay in sight, else you're liable to get lost.
Lead the way!
May we have a moment? In anticipation of the day man might journey to the stars, we developed these.
Let me guess. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought it was gonna be like the Link Pearl.
Portable teleportation devices. One for each of you, designed to work in tandem. Press the button on one, and in a matter of moments, all 8 will activate and send their owners back to the Ragnarok. There is no telling what hazards you may encounter. If you find yourself separated or lost, please do not hesitate to use them. Be safe, all of you, and come back.
You as well. I pray you take care.
Looks like everything is in order, so I'll go ahead and board. A few of my fellows will remain to assist with the summonings, but rest assured, the vessel won't want for competent crewing.
That's good to know, they're fine.
If you are ready, then you should board as well. Go, and Godspeed.
Speak with Agalith. I'm sure they all have the same stuff to say. Alright, Ragnarok is a collaborative effort in every sense. Culmination of knowledge from the world's greatest minds, both past and present, without question, the greatest ship ever built. Okay, so they're all saying something new. I won't read it all out loud, because Alright. Key aspect may lie within Highland's party message does. Darkness and light, despair and hope. As goes one, so goes the other. Knowing Meteon wields the power of despair, we must bring to bear hope in equal measure. The world cannot end now, not when we've but scratched the surface of Lockert's technological know-how. So run along now and do what it is you vaunted heroes do best. The world shall tremble before my genius soon enough, assuming you're able to prevent its destruction, that is. I'll have to remember to thank Tataru for her timely provision of food and drink. Poor Wedge would have long since given up from exhaustion otherwise. But now the rest is up to you. Come back safe, alright? Rather not spend any longer mulling over strategy. None of us are strangers to despair, but if that's Source's higher power, we are ready for it. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go. You would come this way, I will direct you to the bridge. On boarding the Ragnarok, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Yeah. Sleeping away. I hope they have a replacement for him.
Welcome to the bridge, everyone! I hope you have everything, because I can't be bothered turning back. Right then, make yourselves comfortable. We're setting off in just a moment.
Oh wow.
It's incredible.
This is Portiono. Can you hear me? The preparations for the summonings are complete. In accordance with the 14th phase of the plan, we have moved the Ragnarok to the launch site. The gates are open. You may depart when ready.
So, are we ready?
As ready as we'll ever be. Let's get going.
Oh, come on. The burned-out star's got more fire in its belly. Try it again, with feeling.
Oh, she was talking to Alice, eh? Issue command to launch. Have Alpha do the honors. Should I do it or should I have Alpha do it? I guess I'll have Alpha do the honors.
Me? But I...
No need to be coy, brother. Do it, and do it well.
If you all insist.
I mean, most of it is all because of him anyways.
Onward unto the distant stars and beyond! Ragnarok, engage!
Oh hey, we woke up sleeping way.
Engage!
Engage!
The old ARR trial music. Or ARR music. I don't remember what exactly. I think it was trial. There's some things. Titan. Oh, dude, that looks just like from the 1.0 trailer that they re-uploaded. Leviathan. Bismarck. King Mugglemog. Garuda.
That I must carry landwalkers into the sky! I cannot imagine a greater indignity!
Do
Says
not
Hano.
sound so. For thy mighty winds exist not only to buffet and batter. Nay, they may serve also to thrust forth with vigor. Such is thy glory, and thus it is an occasion to rejoice.
Rejoice!
So come, let us revel!
Let them travel. And there's Bismarck.
So long as the wind blows freely, I suppose all is as it should be in creation. I will render unto them a storm, that they may pierce the firmament and fly free!
Opening up hyperdrive. Hold on to your butts!
peace? Good. Sleeping way? Report?
All's well. Fantastic, even. Thanks to the power of those primals, the engines are roaring and we're ripping along.
All values are also within projected ranges. Time to destination is 8 carats. Perhaps 7 at a pinch.
How long is a carrot?
Alright, let's go over some points of caution. Our destination, as you know, is Ultima Thule. Lest you wonder, the place is not a star so much as a patch of emptiness. That's the extent of what our equipment could determine, anyway. From what we know of Meteon, she's likely used dynamis to obfuscate her location.
So, in conclusion, we'll only know what's there when we get there.
The crew and I will see to it the ship's ready to take off at a moment's notice. We'll support the search as best we can, but it'll be your paws on the ground, assuming there is any. But everything will be fine, I'm sure. Heidelin believes in you, so you ought to believe in yourselves. Just don't do anything I wouldn't, like waiting too long to use those portable teleporters of yours. Personally, at the slightest sign of trouble, I'd mash the button to bits, and you should as well.
Understood. We promise to be careful.
I suggest you brace yourselves. We're about to arrive and the vessel will shake a good bit.
What is this? Something is interfering with the equipment.
Probably Meteon.
Greetings.
Yep. Meteon.
Greetings. Can you hear me?
Meteon.
So this is Meteon.
Oh. Have you met one of my sisters? I don't remember meeting you myself. But I do know that you're from Atheris. Why have you come? All you had to do was wait. I would have delivered to you your ends.
We didn't ask for that.
I don't understand. All life is destined to end. Why choose to prolong your suffering? Effort, ambition, love, they amount to naught. Happiness, should you find it, is inevitably lost, stolen away by events beyond your control. There is no logic nor meaning in it. You think there is. Convince yourselves. But it's all a cruel accident. Come now. I speak the truth. A truth you would recognize if you looked up at the night sky.
unbroken emptiness. Cold, dark, and silent. Your world, like every other, is but a blemish upon its perfect fabric. Life is an anomaly. It is unnatural and cannot continue. The sooner you accept this, the easier it will be.
Just to be clear, we're not here to argue with you. We know that life is fleeting, and that in the short time we have it, we're not assured happiness.
Indeed. I've seen far more sorrow in the eyes of many I've met. I myself have plenty of regrets. And one day they'll die with me. Gone to dust with my good deeds and unfulfilled dreams.
But we accept this. That our existence may seem pointless. That sorrow, rage, and despair will always dog our heels. And we press on regardless. That is why Hydaelyn guided us here. In her boundless love for mankind, she has prepared us for this trial, and in her name, we have come for you.
Yes, I sense it. A burning passion like unto fury. I know it well. For the same passion once burned in many a star before yours. Suffocated.
Oh gosh.
And extinguished now.
That noise.
You approach the bounds of my ultimatum, where emotions dictate reality, where resignation and acceptance unite to embrace the end, where those who yet valiantly cling to life can thrive.
Damn. Alright, where's Thancred at?
By the Fury. Thancred?
Meteon has gone as well. Mayhap he awakened first and gave chase.
Everyone? It appears we are at our destination. This is Ultima Thule.
Not that we knew what to expect, but I wasn't expecting this.
What is it?
From atmospheric composition to ambient temperatures, all readings are within permissible range. This place is capable of supporting life.
If that's the case, then Thancred may well have gone on ahead. Let's go and have a look. Meanwhile, I want the rest of you to perform a full inspection of the ship, as well as a biological scan.
So it was that the brave wayfarers arrived at last at Dream's End. In following their path walked and history written, I am made keenly aware of one truth. Though the curtains may fall again and again, so long as others take the stage, ever shall there be more tales to tell.
Oh wow.
So, let them bring it to a close, I say. Let the curtains fall upon this, the final chapter in the tale of the star.
Sea of Stars, Ultima Thule.
Is this a dead star?
As I live and breathe, I live and breathe. Well, the environment itself shouldn't kill us.
Well then, let us search for Thancred while exploring the area. The ship we leave in your care.
I hope Thancred it didn't become a host again, just like he did with Baja Brea. Meteon should strike again with such such overwhelming force. I honestly don't know how we ought to oppose her. We were clearly no match for Meteon, yet we survived unscathed. But how? As the Livingway said, I can breathe well enough, but something about this place feels wrong. So dark, I can barely see anything. Didst thou witness what became of Thancred? So quickly was I overcome by Meteon's malevolence that I saw naught of their altercation. I saw him take a stab at her, but other than that, no. There's a dizzying, disorienting feeling about this place, as if I could lose my footing at any moment. We must be careful. I can't guarantee it will be of help in these strange surrounds, but I've readied a provisions note in case of emergencies. Of course, if you encounter any real danger here, I expect you to return to the Ragnarok at once. Ooh. Look at the way S is written in A Strange New World. Don't hesitate to make the most of the provisions note. Level 89. Try as you might, they often have found no sign of Thancred. Fortunate this place can support life, albeit barely. I suspect, given the torpid stale quality of the air. But never mind that, we must find Thancred. Let's begin our search from the prow of the ship. It seems as good a direction as any. Try not to stray too far unless we lose sight of one another. Okay, there's 3 Aetherites. Reatara, Base Omicron, and Abode of the Aya. Ostracon Deca Octo. Wait, fuck. Huh, I forgot. I need to... I forgot to mend... or not mend, do material melding. Frick. Okay. Oh well, later. Chromatic. The heck? That's weird. These remains have long since turned to ash, yet they retain their form. That's weird AF. I see no one else in this barren waste. Do you? Then why do I feel like we're not alone? If there's another presence with us, something dark and mournful. Ruins? But of what, I wonder? Perhaps we can find something to help us understand the nature of this place. A relic, an inscription, anything. I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and make Salvador an hour. Metallic pillar has partially been melted, likely sometime in the distant past. Damage did not appear to have been inflicted deliberately, rather it calls to mind the indiscriminate destruction often wrought in the heat of battle. Maybe I get these helps like that. I'm still gonna have chaos breath. I'm gonna get rid of this one too. Look here, this part, look here, this part is relatively intact. The intricate design of the top suggests it is man-made, though its builders were surely not men as we conceive of them. Having said that, I swear I've seen this pattern before. I guess it's Allegan. There's a structure here in front of me, yes? A tower of some sort. Partially melted. A strange twist of fate. It seems our perception of this place is not so different as it would be elsewhere. The world as I used to see it, it feels as though I am dreaming while awake. This is more than faded memory. This is more than the faded memory Meteon led us to believe. Alright, let me go here. Since people are doing this fate. Oh! Wait. I think I wonder if this was the Dragon homeworld. It just hit me because like all I've basically seen so far is Dragon. Yeah, I think, yeah, it makes sense that this would be the Dragon homeworld, maybe. Yeah, I think that's probably the dragon homeworld. That's what I'm thinking. That's my theory. I thought this hill might afford a better view of our surroundings. Poor decision in hindsight. Besides the light from the ship, all is shrouded in darkness. If Thancred is here, I'd never know it. Yeah, I'm thinking this is where Midgard, Sormer, and Omega had their battle. From what I can tell, we are near the edge of an island, if you can call it that, surrounded by floating debris. Clear the area out before I two diamonds. Were you able to find anything? Feared, and still no trace of Thancred. Yeah, I think that, yeah, it's just stuff on the bottom, on the floor, that looks like Omega's tiles. There's nothing but emptiness as far as the eye can see, which unfortunately isn't very far. Oh, I can't help but suspect that someone or something is here. There are times when I sense it drawing close, and then a chill washes over me, leaving me exhausted. Leaving me with feelings of death and anguish. I think I might see something over there. What are you talking about? There's nothing there. Oh, they can't see it. Before we jump to any conclusions, perhaps we should search elsewhere. Agreed. We found only more questions when we are in desperate need of answers. There's a fair stretch of terrain from the ship's starboard we've yet to explore. Let us try searching there then. Sammy, a word before we join the others. He's gonna tell me he can see it because of Nidhogg's eye inside him. I'm gonna write Salvatore. You see them too, don't you? The dragons. Well, I thought their presence is tenuous at best, but there's no mistaking it. No doubt your bond with Midgardsormr and mine with Nidhogg is what allows us to perceive them. Could these apparitions be related to the dragons that now live on Atheris? Bah, better to leave such conjecture to the others. In any case, we must be careful. They may soon find dragons that they can see as well. Death and anguish. What happened to them, I wonder? Oh, okay. Okay, so Scorch does run out. Or I mean, Resolution does run out. You discovered new location. Okay, those are NPCs. Like there's an NPC dragon. My sight may have been restored after a fashion, but I fear what I cannot see. I fear what I see cannot be trusted. It's as if Meteon herself has etched these images upon my heart. I doubt not that such a feat is within her power, given that she constructed this sanctuary herself. Surely my eyes deceive me. This cannot be possible. Talking about the Aetherite. Dragons. Oh no? Yeah, dragon. 'Tis true, they are not of this world. But to find them in a prison of despair. Okay. Seems these dragons have yet to succumb completely to the darkness of this place. Meaning the others should see them as well. Did I already talk to Alpha now? Yeah. Look there. Are those ghosts, do you think?
Dragons? Here?
What you see is a memory of a world that once was. A world suffering a slow death, whose denizens cried out for the release of oblivion.
What? Their world is dead?
It is. Not a single life remains upon that husk floating in the vast emptiness. These creatures are shadow and shade, perpetuated only to suffuse dynamis with their unending lamentations.
Our friend Thancred. Where is he?
A strange question. He is at your side, is he not? Oh yes. He is here and there, and everywhere within this space. He would tell you himself if he had form to form words.
What?
Huh. Such loathing and uncertainty. You don't know why you still exist. In like manner to the oblivion I send. I tried to drown out your ether with dynamis. Beginning with this Thancred, who came at me despite being unable to breathe. Such a simple thing, unmaking men. In the blinking of an eye, he was gone. Didn't even have the chance to be transformed. Yet somehow, he managed to leave a slither of himself behind. What you call the heart? Or perhaps the soul. In his final moment, he cried out from it. A single word. Survive. That wish proved stronger than the despair that ruled here. It overpowered it, causing this space to be remade. Into a place you can perceive, and where life can endure. That you draw breath is proof that his soul lives on. For how long, however, remains to be seen.
Well then, we should hurry and tend to business.
She moved.
It's futile. You will never reach the true me. I told you, emotions dictate reality in this space. Such changes as you might work will not alter in its nature. You may see, but you cannot touch. Walk, but not advance.
Meteion holds too much sway here. How do we contend with a foe who can unmake us on a whim?
I do not know. But Thancred gave his life that we might come this far. We must press on.
Agreed. We cannot turn tail here. Not without something to show for our comrade's sacrifice.
Can't really be gone, can he? Meteion himself said his soul persists. That he is the reason we are still breathing. If so, then maybe. Our aim was true. I had her. How we to defeat an enemy we can't attack. I understand now why the Locrians were surprised to find that this environment could sustain life. There but for Thancred's sacrifice. Hard to believe Thancred was able to overcome Meteion's will, yet here we are. But that the price for his victory had not been so high. His will was strong enough to reshape Ultima Thule, that we might survive, that I might see again. His sacrifice must not be wasted. Despite Meteion's words, Oyonji cannot accept his comrade is gone. Soul without body, a form of being with which we are not wholly unfamiliar. Indeed, for we existed in a similar state while residing in the first. Circumstances are rather more dire than that, 'tis true, but I choose to believe he is not forever lost to us. Regardless, in sacrifice he hath afforded us a chance to prevail. Let us not squander it, and ascertain the nature of this realm, how we might confront and defeat Meteion. Stinian, Sami, would you accompany in speaking with these dragons? Mayhap they can enlighten us. I would ask the rest of you to survey these surrounds. There's a path that may lead us to our quarry, we must find it. Very well. We can reconvene here when everyone has finished. Meteion said that these dragons are shadow and shade, from a world whose denizens sought oblivion. As such, they're not like to be amenable to company, let alone conversation, so please be careful. I think this is the song from the launch trailer. Let us split up and gather what knowledge we may. Say lost. A visitor, not of the star. Could thy slender hands bring plague to our world? Thy breath extinguish life's feeble flame. Oh, how we would adore thee, alas. With time our flesh shall wither, our souls fade, and so we wait for its inexorable march unto oblivion. If thou art not come to hasten our demise, I bid thee leave us. We crave not companionship, only silence. Beyond that distant veil, paradise lost, so glorious, so beautiful. We were a proud and noble race, strength and body, we knew only love before they came. Metal monstrosities of black and silver, no bonds of blood did they share, no conviction did they have to guide them. A crushing defeat, never had we known such shame. Stilled now are the winds, though none could fill these wings burdened by ignominy. We fly no more, only sink into oblivion. Thou wouldst bid me speak? No, folly. I observe the lesson of stone. I shall not fly nor speak, nor roar, only watch and wait and in. But one sight yet stirreth my blood, tempteth me to raise my voice in lamentation. Knoll, the cradle of unsung dragons. No words, no songs. No words, no songs are possessed of the weight to describe such tragedy. Go, if that be thy will, I shall remain. Where is this? No. Okay, right there. Were these dragon eggs? They led you here as well, did they? It was described to me as a source of their woes and proof of their end. I think I'm beginning to see why. It's a hatching ground. Or was. I've seen similar in Theris. Midgard Sommer's kind once have lived and thrived in a place such as this. Breacher said his father was driven from their ancestral home by war and strife. This, then, is the fate of those who remain. Let's have a look around. Maybe these eggs have more to tell of what happened here. Inside the shattered egg you find the remains of an unborn dragon, the body who has already begun to decompose. The gelatinous half-dried membrane covering the corpse suggests it failed to emerge. Gingerly lifting a large egg from the viscous mire, you peer inside and see a formless mass soaking in the pool of embryonic fluid. Stomach turns as you return the egg to its resting place. A murky liquid has pooled inside this eggshell. The noxious fater is indicative of contamination. This egg appears to have been broken from the inside out. Perhaps the dragonette within succeeded in hatching. What's this? I thought all the eggs had been ruined. The dragonette was indeed hatched. There's no sign of it here. Or its sire, for that matter. We should look for them. You start with the cliff tops, I'll search the plains. Oh, either way, I'm gonna have to fight. Kill it. I wonder if this was the dad, or the father. Oh, and I just saw that wings was, W was in a different thing. Oh. Boisterous. Okay. Everything alright? I thought I heard a dragon or something resembling. Ah, I see what's happened here. Was that your child? Perhaps some eggs within Amnol are indeed mine. If life within one did quicken, the beast thou hast slain may be of my blood. Yet I do not recognize it, twisted and malformed as it is. Not a dragon in truth, but a reminder of our failure, a testament to our shame. Explain. They descended from the heavens, cold, heartless machines, and with them rode war and death. With fire and fury, rage and rancor, we gave answer. 'Twas a long and bloody battle, but only the beginning. Untold chaos and destruction swept over the star. In the end, the invaders were victorious. Yet when they looked upon their prize, they deemed it unfit for requisition. We were abandoned to our ruin. The survivors sought to put away the shame, to rebuild, a futile effort. In purest soil, replete with ether, did we once cultivate our nesting grounds. But our lands were barren, and any eggs nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. What few survived to hatch emerged as abominations. we shall have no new progeny. But there are dragons among you capable of journeying to other stars. That there are. Many would make the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. The richest stars were home to the harshest rulers, and the arrival of dragons incited contests for supremacy. When the fires faded, the wars lost and won, they too were reduced to ash and waste. 'Tis the curse of those who seek life, to be drawn into conflict, to conquer or be conquered. A vicious cycle we now chose to break. We tire of conflict, of everything. We wait now in sweet, merciful silence, free from strife and suffering, still as still. Wait, you claim your kind is doomed, but there is another star. So you're gonna tell me about, Midgard Stormer? The test of will. The bereaved dragon has fallen silent, leaving Estinian to sigh with frustration. They want only to brood in silence, to be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. So reward for senseless bloodshed, a pain I understand, and wish that I did not. What fools we were. But now isn't the time for such thoughts. The others will want to hear what we've learned. Come. Okay. Yeah, I don't have to... I can just teleport. Let's be back at the place. We would hear that. Well, we would hear that we would hear what the dragons had to share to you, even if it's no different from what they told Yalche, it would have value. Oh, excuse me. Good to see you made it back in one piece. The more I see of this place, the more bewildering it becomes. Did your exploration prove eventful? Converse with any dragons? I chanced to gain audience with several dragons ere we returned, though I expect their tales are much the same as those you heard. Luck they'll have learned something to help us devise a plan of action. Were you able to establish any meaningful contact with the dragons? Oh, excuse me. I see. They wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you, Sammy. Estinian. As for our part, I believe we are more acutely aware of our confines than before. We started by traversing the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off of it. Sadly, there was none to be found. There's no small amount of debris floating about. Could there be enough to serve as a bridge to lead us elsewhere? I considered that, and so I tried throwing a stone into a potential platform to judge the targeting. But it never reached its mark. As it crossed an invisible threshold just beyond the boundaries of this island, it vanished, only to reappear above me and fall at my feet. I would not be too quick to presume that what we see outside this space is as it appears. Which is why I returned to the Ragnarok and asked the Loporits to search for a potential path. However, the ship's instruments failed to provide conclusive data on the surrounding area. Until we know more, I think it too risky to attempt flying to another island. What Meteon told us before, that emotions dictate reality here. might be the key. But I'm not entirely sure what emotion might manifest a bridge to lead us to safety. So what you're saying is, we've no way forward. Hope, maybe? At present, if it is indeed emotion that governs this island, perhaps it is not Meteons, but the dragons that hold us here. They tire of conflict and have chosen a path of oblivion to escape it. Or rather, they have chosen no path at all, meaning there is no way for the dragons or anyone here on this island to advance. Sound theory, disheartening though as it may be. If that is the case, what recourse do we have? They are not like to be persuaded to help us. Their reasoning is built on a history of turmoil and strife. Without irrefutable proof, the future is not as bleak as they believe it to be. Mayhap persuasion is not the answer. Meteon meant to unmake us, and then and there on the Ragnarok, and she wouldn't have succeeded if not for Thancred's determination. She conceded it was strong enough to overpower the despair that otherwise rules over. She conceded that it was strong enough to overpower the despair that otherwise rules Ultima Thule, and reshape it to a degree. Perhaps it can be done again in like manner by overpowering the prevailing emotion. It was Ultima Thule's architect Meteon herself, against whom Thancred did pit himself in a clash of wills. Though I marked no leader among them, as such, I did chance to encounter a dragon possessed of despair far more potent than most, potent enough mayhap to dictate the course for others, and thus their domain to follow. He spoke but few words, carefully chosen, their tone and timbre alone threatening to rend my heart in twain. Challenging his desire to remain, may allow us to alter the island upon which we stand. Alas, I fear my vaunted rhetoric failed me not against his calcifying heart. But mayhap one of you will fare better. And I shall guide thee. They call him in the dragon tongue. Thou wilt find him nearby, eyes fixed upon the water. Well, what have we to lose? Let's get going. You're the study gonna talk to me again? Nope. There's a couple of side quests here now. Oh, it's not this dragon here then. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna do the raspy voice for the dragon, for this dragon. Cause that was kinda rough.
He remaineth as he was when I first approached, entombed in metal.
I see. Perhaps I could...
I'll handle this.
Waiting to die like all the others, are you?
Our pride is crushed, our souls corrupted. The winds are stilled, and the heavens offer no comfort. I'm glad that... Okay, I'm glad... Alright, so that confirms... I didn't say it, but that confirms what I thought about why Vritra talks in English, or talks in our language. Yes, because because of him being around men, and also probably needing to talk in it through Varshan. But yes, I'm glad that these are talking in the dragon language, because I really like it. It's really cool, just like the ancient language. There is nothing left for our kind. Our long lives a curse as we await thee. Still as stone we shall become.
So you say. Yet your kind has found a new beginning on our star. One of you braved the Expanse, bearing with him a clutch of eggs. They and their children now rule our skies, their song heard by all. They were. They suffered much, and repaid their suffering in kind.
I think I'll just put it back on auto. Waters do not wither, we fly. Ever will sanguine ocean await us, ever will retribution's wheel turn. And so on. The last of my pride and the dragon, I break this wheel. I renounce conflict, I exile myself from the other, never again to be touched by the flames of hatred.
Had your brethren made the selfsame choice, my family might still be alive. Yet lasting peace does not come to those who simply retreat from conflict. No, you must be willing to confront it, to stare into the face of your foe, and see yourself in him. Only then can you break the cycle of torment and tragedy. This lesson, a dear friend taught me at the risk of his life. There is no nobility in your penance. You wallow in self-pity. And after everything we've endured, we will not let you stop us. Stay back!
Too much to bear.
rest is up to you.
No! Not Estinian too!
There's a wind. He's opened the way for us. Sacrificed himself to remake this place, like Thancred did.
Oh, Alphino.
Everyone's gonna end up having to do that. And then...
Come. Let us follow the wind. It will not lead us astray. He would not.
Yeah, everyone's gonna end up having to do this until I get to the dungeon, I bet. And then when I get to the trial, it'll just be me left, and then I'll bring everyone back with Essence Crystal, I bet. That's my theory on what's gonna happen. Is there a fade up there? Oh, it's probably done. Where's Alpha now? Here we go. Yeah, I gotta go around. Wind confluence. Okay. Must this always be the price paid for safe passage? I'd known this place would claim Estinian too. No, it's what had to be done. The wind had stayed in the fog that covered this island. In the air, it no longer feels quite so stifling. As by the beating of mighty wings doth wind blow, where dragons may ne'er again touch the sky, he and the shady he bore shall soar free. Look there, the wind! Just an Estinian's doing, I'm sure of it. We should ride its flow and see where it leads. Discover a new location. Powerful gale has delivered you to another island. The other island should arrive before long. He did it. He found a way for us. He found a way forward for us. Dragons remained trapped within a prison of their own making, lamenting the horrors of war. The Estinian knew them better than most. He was a man of honor and a dear friend, willing to fight to the very end for what he believed was right. And he's still fighting Alphino, just like Thancred. Their sacrifices are why we can survive here. while we still have a chance to stop her. Even in spirit, they're unwilling to give in to despair, and we mustn't either. Alice is right. We must press on, for their sake. I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Alright. Okay, let's get back on with it. We have to keep going, even if Estinian isn't here to see it. I'm sure Alphino wouldn't want to disappoint him. Though it pains me to say it, we can ill afford time to stop and grieve our comrades' passing. No, there'll be time enough after. To feign bravery with bold words is a simple matter, but without the strength, will to match, we are powerless against Dynamis. Not less than unshakable conviction will suffice, which makes me question if I'm up to the task. No choice have we but to march onwards, lest we squander their noble sacrifices. Ruins pain, sacrifice. As Ishtal and Alice said, we must continue. Notice the change in our surroundings. Perhaps this is the memory of an altogether different world. It would be prudent to learn more of it. Tread carefully, lest we lose our footing in this sand. I think these are all the worlds she told Hermes about. And there, that's probably where Meteor, that's probably where she really is. That's probably where her real body is. Sand everywhere. If not for the light emitted by these glyphs, I might well have overlooked this monolith. Another seemingly barren world. For mercy, the air is nowhere near as stale, but still quite dry, and the sand will no doubt prove bothersome in due time. If you were worried about my vision, you needn't be. I can still see quite well. But not for the violet crystal embedded in its surface. Twin piers, ordinary stone. Curious script hath been etched upon them. Alas, it is not a language with which I am familiar. Can't say I recognize it either. Oh, there was Graha that? No? Okay, no. Yeah, you stole us at that. Okay. Nor I. The dragons, from what I recall, preserve their knowledge and song and eschew the written word entirely. So we may assume this is the work of another race, one we have yet to encounter. Meteon claimed the dragon's world, so suffered a slow death seeking the release of oblivion. What life we find here, like as not, doth wend its way toward a similar end. I suppose it's over there. I'm not sure, it's hard to make out in the distance. But, its surface seems to bear the same crystals as its monument. Okay, I don't know. Meaning there's a chance we may find whomever built them both. We should go and have a look. Come on. drifting? Yeah. Follow of the flesh. Ghostly figure. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 left, so one more might. No. One more might have to sacrifice because there's 3 aetherites on the map. If each aetherite is a different island and a different civilization, then yeah. Hail, travelers! This is a most unexpected occurrence. Oh, hello there. Is this your home? Indeed it is. Ah, forgive me, I had forgotten. An exchange of introductions is expected when first meeting with those with whom one is unacquainted. What? When the vibration of vocal folds was still required to convey our thoughts and intention. Yeah, I believe, was the pronunciation used when referring to our people. Though it is not entirely applicable given our present state, you are welcome to use this appellation. As for nomenclature to address my individual person, I believe it would be pronounced Kofkuj. Yes, Kofkuj of the Ia. Or Kof, I don't know. We have encountered beings that communicate intermittently through thought, but never one that is wholly without voice. I presume we are having this conversation via the medium of ether or dynamis, unless this space is suffused with vast quantities of it. Fascinating in either case. I gather your response to my presence is positive then. That is well, for there is something I wish to ask of you. Like yourselves, we are ether-based life forms. Therefore, it may be surmised that your bodies are of comparable biological composition to those we once possessed. I have a number of queries regarding your subjective perception of the 5 senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. In total, I've prepared 189,712,180,827. That's rather a lot, isn't it? Ah, my apologies. I've omitted a great many details necessary to understand the nature of my request. Though we dispensed with our corporeal vessels long ago, we rediscovered a need for the flesh, and have endeavored to recreate our erstwhile forms. However, all pertinent records have been lost due to the passage of time. Take for example the nervous system. It is well within the power to recreate, but we have no frame of reference for sensations once experienced by our people, which may compromise our ability to interact with our physical environment. And the reason you need to regain corporeal form? Why, to bring it into our existence, of course. Though need is perhaps too strong a word. It would be a simple manner to unmake ourselves through use of etheric exsanguinators, but such a death seems inadequate. The traditionalists among us believe proper death requires an inescapable sense of impermanence in one's final moments, an experience found only with bodies of flesh. We should very much like to hear more of your plans. In exchange, we will answer any questions you have to the best of our ability. Such an exchange of information would indeed prove useful. Very well, to ensure efficacious exchange, I hereby invite you to our home. It's the abode of the Ia, where we traditionalists prepare for our demise. I presume your consent to answer questions is indicative of a tacit approval of our plans, in which case your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Must caution you, however, to be mindful of the Aeon wandering the desert. Their desires for body or flesh could be described as overzealous. Now, if you would follow me. This is going rather smoothly. Not that I'm complaining, mind. Even so, we mustn't forget that aim is oblivion, much like the dragons. Though I fail to see why civilization, so seemingly advanced, would choose to unmake all they have created. At any rate, you'll find no answers dallying here. Let us be on our way. Those the minions remind me of the things from Nier. More violet-colored crystals. I cannot place my finger on it, but there's something unsettling about them. The Isle of Dragons was shrouded in the silence of the dead. The stillness here does suggest that you are, by and large, merely sleeping. They said there would be others, but I don't know what I was expecting. Oh, is that all of them? Okay, yeah. I guess so. Something tells me we have very different definition of the word abode. Welcome to our abode. Most of our compeers you will find remain idle in their domiciles. Though your quizzical expressions indicate my phrasing is unclear. Speak of course of the violet crystalline structures hanging from the stone structures there. Say they remain idle. But what of your work to regain corporeal bodies? An astute question, and understandable given your finite nature. We have no desire to pursue our research, for it is no longer necessary. If in our idleness we are struck by sudden inspiration, we rise to pursue said inspiration to its conclusion. That is why I was present for your arrival, and why I will continue to engage with you still. But while the others are not currently in a motile state, rest assured they would not object were you to disturb the respite. You need only cast your thoughts towards one of the crystalline domiciles to communicate. Go ahead and attune. That person really crafting out here? Wow. Yeah, and then down here is the final aetheryte. And it's probably the biggest area also. Cast your thoughts towards the crystalline domicile, but there's no response. You wish to speak? Very well, pray a moment if you would. Why we seek our end, you ask? If you wish to know, I will tell you. Just a moment. I must remember. What form did I take when I last emerged? Strange moaning comes and goes, but soon fades into silence. Did your inquiries require yield satisfactory responses? Not entirely. I see. If you had to answer, then it's likely because their minds have unraveled due to prolonged idleness. They are not but concentrated ether now. Worry not, there are no others who have need of those lodgings. And they will not prove a hindrance to remain as they are. But more importantly, you said some few did answer your request for an audience, yes? I imagine they will be with us ere long. Flesh abandoned. Wolfcage languidly awaits his brethren's arrival. I had no luck, but everyone else fared well enough. Quite a few Ea have awakened. Ah, there they are. I introduce you to Narlock, Dudik, and Ninage. It has been too long, Wolfcage. I dare say Cider 4 has since completed an orbit, or Cider 4. Indeed, until the travelers brought it to my attention, I had noticed how unraveled some had become. Travelers? Ah, of course, of course. The ones who wish to know why we seek to regain our corporeal forms. The truth of the matter is as plain to see as the neighboring systems, but my single account would fail to satisfy the requirement for scientific objectivity. Thus did I bid them awaken you. Am I the only one who struggles to tell who is speaking? Nay, no, not. In the absence of corporeal forms and the divergence they afford, mayhaps of similarity in voice is unavoidable. By the way, Wolfcage, have you already observed the requisite custom for the travelers? That which one is expected to do when receiving guests, a matter of proper form. Yep. Yeah, he has. Ah, yes. So long had it been. It had completely escaped my mind and still does. What was it again? Can't seem to remember. Neither do I. Pity. I was hoping you would. Perhaps we can search the archives for the answer. Come now, Lineage. The archives have long been frozen, lest we subject ourselves to further dolor. Surely you recall that much. Ah, of course. Food. The custom is to serve food. Beings of flesh such as they must regularly replenish their ether. By contributing to their replenishment, we communicate our friendly intention. Ah, that's right, that's right. We duly invite you to join us in communal repast, after which we may engage in leisurely conversation. If we have a chance to learn something, then I see no reason to decline. Excellent. If you would care to follow, we shall feast you on the purest ether. We don't eat ether. Oh, never mind. It's right here. I don't have to, mount up and go. Oh, well, oops. I did see Stola up there. This facility is where we replenish our ether. There's no particular name for it, but we traditionally sometimes use the word restaurant. Now then, if you would take your place with your comrades, the space will soon be awash with the purest ether. Saves us. Absorb as much as you like. If it is as I suspect, then the so-called feast. Actually, let's just see it for ourselves. Fear not. We are not like to come to harm. If they are thus able to replenish their ether, the loss of vital sustenance is like to be the cause of their demise. Ether, they said. I can't help but feel a bit nervous. Judging by the construction of this facility, it would seem that we had directly draw upon the ether. We were told to stand wherever we like. This strikes me as less of a meal and more a ritual. You brace yourself for a rush of sweet ether, but nothing seems to happen. Perhaps you need to wait a little longer. Just as expected. As meticulously as one might recreate the Ea's home world, this is Ultima Thule. One cannot simply generate ether here. As recreations, our friends are oblivious to this fact, to the very truth of their existence, much like the phantoms of the recreated Emerald. However appearances may seem, we must ever be mindful that it is the memories of the dead with whom we deal. So, did you have your fill of ether? Alas, we couldn't absorb it. A deficiency in our forms, it would seem. Oh, how very unfortunate. May I ask you how you normally replenish your ether? Through your mouth, you say? How very primitive and quaint. Think their mouths serve not only to expel sound, but draw in sustenance. Besides, such life forms have long since vanished from our systems. Though we regrettably could not partake of your magnificent feast, rest assured, we feel your welcome most keenly. In the course of acquainting ourselves with your sophisticated ways, however, we cannot fail but wonder, wherefore do you wish to obtain vessels of flesh, and hence to vanish? Will you not favor us with an explanation? Your flesh and blood beings are always so hasty. It does have its charm, however. Very well, we shall indulge you. In the beginning, when the Ea yet possessed corporeal bodies, our ancestors dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge and technological advancement. I bet these are the, this is the Infinity, civilization. By transcending all limitations, we believe we would eliminate sorrow. Oh, okay, no, this is the, those are the ones that tried to eliminate sorrow, and abide in true happiness. From the tangible such as land to the intangible such as labor, there exist myriad hindrances to progress. But the most confining of all was the flesh itself. My natural lifespan was distressingly middling, you see. Too short to enjoy unhurried lives, yet too long to be considered disposable. Furthermore, to simply maintain the integrity of our bodies demanded considerable resources. But we managed to solve this problem. After long years, we discovered how to become non-corporeal entities with everlasting lives, untroubled by the failures of the flesh. Maybe they're also the Infinity One. I don't know. Post-change, we had more time and freedom to continue our scientific pursuits. We went on to make ever greater strides in our quest to transcend all limitations, until we finally decided to challenge the last of them all, the limit of knowledge. Yep, the Infinity Tribe also. Or Infinity Civilization also. That is to say, deciphering the laws of creation. Oh. Maybe not. We sought to discover how the universe came into being, and explain all extant phenomena, and thence predict the future. If we could but achieve this, we believe that we would be free from uncertainty and anxiety. And did you find the answers you sought? Yes, we did. Our efforts revealed to us a fundamental truth. Knowledge of said truth is essential for the continuation of our conversation. If you would learn more, we will share it with you. No, we mustn't. Primitive though they are, it would be unspeakably cruel to deprive them of their ignorance. They are possessed of corporeal forms. Their lives readily ended. As those who have gone before, is it not our duty to warn them? What thinkest thou? We have deliberated and come to a consensus. If you are resolved to know it, we will disclose to you the truth we discovered, the truth of the universe. Seek us at the stone pillars outside the bounds of the abode, a place called Elegia. I wonder if Stola's gonna be the sacrifice this time. Master, Stola seeketh the truth of creation. How will the truth of the Ea, who uncovered it all only to desire the end, fall upon her ears? I would take the box of Stola sacrificing herself once per expansion. Well, I think the only she hasn't done it is Stormblood. She did an ARR, and then we brought her back in Heaven's Ward, and then she did it again in Shadowbringers. To define the laws of creation would have been no small feat, even for the Ea. Nay, having eternal life and hence having no sense of haste would only have made it harder. Such tremendous drive for knowledge they must have had, and I struggle to reconcile it with the listless beings before us. Whatever answers they found, it did not bring them happiness. You may be intimately familiar with a problem, know it like the back of your hand, yet powerless to solve it. Maybe it may actually be two more. I don't know. This one, and then the last one. The last island, and then we do the dungeon, maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the next island will have more, because it seems to be the biggest. In the course of my struggles, I have never often been made keenly aware of this fact. I wonder have the Ea never felt the same frustration. It is true that a lack of knowledge can beget fear. Therefore, in theory, by acquiring all knowledge, it may be possible to attain peace. But as Heidelin told us, all those peoples who attempted to free their worlds from life's woes met with failure, and the Ea are among them, as their presence here attests. The tale we are about to hear will not be a happy one. Fundamental truth. We will hear it, of course. Let us learn what has led such an enlightened people to this end. Still 89 points. Where knowledge leads. Something seems to be weighing on Oriolche's mind. And we join the Ea. There's one trifling matter I would fain investigate. Sammy, Grahatia, may I trouble you for your assistance? But of course. My My thanks. We shall head outside the abode if you would kindly follow me. I know not what mischief you are plotting on Yonshu, but I trust you have our best interests at heart. The rest of us shall go on ahead to Elegia. Lest you worry, we won't start without you. And I got repair. Leaf current. And while I'm here, let's go ahead get repair on all these. There. Spring, and a sizable one at that. I hadn't noticed it amidst the dunes. Aye, this place shall should have. Is it the spring you wish to investigate? Pray forgive me, my friends, but there is naught to investigate. 'Twas but a pretense to speak in private. You have our undivided attention. As we have established, here in Ultima Thule, those denizens of ruined stars are recreated in their twilight days. Yet one question doth arise in my mind. So fatally formed are the simulacra. They believe themselves yet amongst the living. How dost thou suppose this is possible? I don't know, how is it possible? Meteon has taken their hearts unto herself. Meteon made contact with them while they still lived. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Of course, she must have visited the stars of the dragons and their Ea before either race perished in their entirety. Thus could she make their emotions her own, and with them create more faithful simulacra than had she relied on any historical account. So too did I theorize, and upon that assumption consider how those two races may have met the demise. According to thine own tone, Meteon perceiveth the emotions of those nearby as her own. A heightened sense of empathy intrinsic to her nature as an intellectie. In the course of her starfaring journey, if she encountered beings who strongly desired a cessation of their existence, she would be powerless before that desire, even as she possesses the power to grant it, the power of dynamis. 'Tis my supposition that, overwhelmed their longing for death, Meteon did unleash dynamis and ushered the dragons and the Ea unto their doom. Of course, such was not always the outcome. Full many stars did she find already lost to ruin. In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for the end is essential. Therefore, should you struggle to find the way forward, pray ask yourselves this: In the place where you stand, whose is the soul that yearneth most desperately for oblivion? Why do you tell us this now? There again, would I betray a trust? So Oriange it's gonna be Oriange this time. There again, would I betray your trust? This pledge I didn't make to my comrades in bringing thee into my confidence. I would remain true to my word. As for thee, let us consider it my fitting reward for the secrets I harbored for the crystal exarch. I once placed my faith in thy chosen path, walking at thy side, full knowing that we were bound for thy demise. I ask now that thou returnest the favor and abide in faith, as I fulfill mine own destiny. If you say my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? It is indelicate of me, I know full well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. Yet even if I must needs go to such lengths, I cannot well feign ignorance of the answer I have found with it. The answer to the question, in what moment might I stand strongest? Right before your demise. After all that we've been through, I will say only this. Do what you must. Do what you must and see your conviction through. I shall, my friend. I shall. Without further ado, let us go join our comrades. Let's be off to Allegia. Well, that one's gonna be done by the time I get there. Oops. Or maybe not. Yep. I should have just teleported, I guess. Oh well. I understand you've taken care of business. If you're ready to begin, then so are we. While we waited, we mentioned our star situation to the ear. They nodded sagely, or something to that effect. Come, let's hear the ear's tale, and learn what caused such enlightened beings to crave naivety. Don't mind me. Seems everyone is accounted for. Shall we then?
Please continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well. Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not. We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world. We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Deneb 3. As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand. Having remained entirely in the bounds of your star, the phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated. Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery. The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies. Eventually, all heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter onto an eternal ice age. In hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter. The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it. Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost. No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir. Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility. Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators. Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls. Though many left no words at all, thinking it a pointless gesture. Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish. If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge. Ignorance truly is bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, remain primitive and pure. It is the only way.
So that's your story. While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it. Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine. Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
Are you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion? That our science failed us?
Hardly. As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension. And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion. In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the air.
Yeah, I was saying it right.
But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I would not be happier in ignorance.
Ishtola, no! You mustn't!
The most important lesson I've learned is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words. Nay, it is when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value. This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow. The universe may end, and all may be for naught, but I will live as I always have. I will always seek out new knowledge, and no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
I suppose it is only to be expected. Their feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all. But worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you. And we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
Keep calm and listen well. Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it. Asm's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back.
I was right.
But you mustn't, for it would mean losing our way forward. This I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic. We came here knowing what victory may cost, so press on. Press on, and do not look back.
That's what I'm gonna do for the trial. And then Orianje's gonna join her, I
I
guess.
shall join you. As subterfuge is not required, thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
Orianje.
My resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions, and afterwards been stricken with regret. In spite of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey. And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality. Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
And here's our dungeon party. Me, Graha, and the twins.
What's this? An extinguished civilization. Rekindled.
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
There. That's where you'll find me.
Is that another star?
Of the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death. But even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. It is but a part of the cycle of rebirth. Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow. And eventually they are reborn. Alive again, to know suffering anew. True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born. This is the gift I would give to you. To all life on beautiful Atheris. To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken. That dead sun. Attain it if you can, before your friend's emotions fade away, along with their protection.
It's not gonna say accessible yet because I'm still on 89 quests. Hopefully I'm gonna be 90 soon. Never have I felt such emptiness. It's as if a part of me is gone. I'm fine, Sammy. Like I said, our quest doesn't end here.